Hello again, comic fans, and welcome to Massive Nerd and Comic Book Informer's Comic of the Week for May 18th, 2011. This week's pick is Ultimate Spider-Man number 158 by Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley. This issue is the third chapter in the 5-part Death of Spider-Man story arc. Last month, we saw Spider-Man get involved with the huge battle taking place over in Ultimate Avengers vs. New Ultimates, taking a bullet for Captain America. And this issue starts off with Spidey waking up with a hole in his gut, alone and abandoned. For those interested in why the Ultimates would leave him behind, especially after he took a bullet for Captain freaking America, you can check that out over in Ultimate Avengers vs. New Ultimates number 4. But aside from that small little part of the story, the rest of this issue stands well on its own, unlike last month. Now, seriously wounded, Peter considers going to a hospital for treatment. He understands that it will mean the end of his secret identity, but is willing to do it to save his life. While he comes up with another temporary solution, it sets the stage for one of the many ways Spider-Man can, quote, die at the end of this story. But there's no time for hospitals when the Sinister Six are on the loose. The Six, or rather the Sinister Five after last month, track Spidey down to his home. Luckily, Aunt May and Gwen have already gone into hiding, but unluckily, Pete's roommates, Johnny and Bobby, the Human Torch and Iceman, have not. The pair hold their own, even temporarily putting down the Goblin, but are quickly overwhelmed. At the last minute, Peter arrives to save his amazing friends, but things aren't looking good for him. Maybe he won't live through this after all. This issue brings the tension of the story to its highest point yet. For the first time since this whole thing started, I'm wondering whether or not Spider-Man will actually die. Between Bendis' solid writing and the fantastic visuals from Bagley and the rest of the art team, this issue is just great. I'm eagerly anticipating the last 2 issues of this story. And that's all for this week. For more, check out MassiveNerd.net or ComicBookInformer.com, and as always, I'll be back next week.